Okay, let me start. So before I start, uh, can you guys see me, hear me, and see my screen? Okay, thanks for the confirmation. Yep, thank you. So my name is Bala Gangadhar Vadlamuri. I'm from Hyderabad, India. Okay, this is what I'm going to speak today. Let me go to the next slide. Okay, so thanks to the sponsors who sponsored the event. But before that, what I felt about this Pakistan Dream. I have attended Pakistan Dream last year as well, and this year as well. It's a great initiative. I have worked with a lot of Pakistanis in various projects, and I know the potentiality or the ecosystem in Pakistan. So, Pakistan Dreaming is an appreciated platform where they are showing to the world where the ecosystem of Salesforce in Pakistan is, right? And I have seen great talents coming up from Pakistan as well. Yeah, and thanks for Pakistan Dreaming for giving this opportunity to me. And let's get to the next slide. This is about me. Okay, I'm a Salesforce evangelist, speaker, spoke at a lot of events. I'm a mentor, mentored a lot of events, mentored with Salesforce Journey to Salesforce program, as well as Salesforce Student Journey program. So I'm an architect, certified application architect, and I'm a group leader for non-profit user group Hyderabad, India. I conduct a lot of events as well. Uh, the other side, I'm a traveler. I love travel. I traveled various places, and I visited various places, and I have a hobby of shooting videos and upload to YouTube. I'm a father of two, and I'm an archer. So I play archery, the bow and arrow, right? So I played a lot of tournaments, but not now. Very busy with the professional life. I have 12 plus years experience in IT with 7 years in Salesforce. Of course, in training, I have almost 4 plus, I can say 4 to 5 years of training experience, trained more than 600 people through various ways like corporate training, online training, offline training through institutes as freelancer, etc. And I mentored a lot of people through Salesforce mentorship program as well. I'm proud to say that my photograph has been advertised throughout the web by Salesforce. This is what that photography is. I'm a different man now by looks. This pandemic has changed my all my looks. Okay, so yeah, I think this is about me. Let's get to our today's topic. Before we get started, I want to know. Okay, a lot of attendees. I want to know how many or LWC developers. Uh, you can just put in the chat. Okay, great. Khatib Ram. Okay, Krishna Vinay and okay, I see OmniStudio as well. Great. Yep. I know, Sheetal. You are mastering so many things. And okay, so I got answers for OmniStudio as well. Uh, I'm not looking at someone. I'm looking at my other screen. Don't mind if you see me looking at the other direction other than camera. Okay, I can see a lot of LWC and a lot of Omni Studio. Omni Studio is nothing but a tool by Velocity, right? When Salesforce acquired Velocity, they renamed or rebranded Velocity to Omni Studio. Okay, let's get started. So today we are going to discuss two main things. This is exclusively about UI. Okay, that's why my title is Why Developers Love to Design, Love to Style UI Components. Okay, so we are going to discuss about FlexCard Designer and some of the elements in FlexCard Designer where we can add some good UI, good UI elements. We can give some styles and all. And also we have a tab or a panel called style for every element. We'll also look at that. Okay, two main things. But why UI is very important? That we'll discuss shortly. Okay. Before we get started with the details inside the FlexCard, we'll try to understand what is FlexCard. I won't take much time on this. I will spend about 5 to 10 minutes to understand what is FlexCard. Okay. A FlexCard is an application that enables us or you to build customer centric, industry specific UI components and applications using LWC framework. This is very important to understand LWC framework, right? So most of the elements now, if you develop a UI component using Flow, then if you try to add into a page, what you see is a component, which will be an LWC component, right? Previously, the scenarios were different. We used to build something and add into some wrappers. But now the scenarios are different. Now we are using LWC framework everywhere. Similarly, a flex card or a OmniScript in OmniStudio will give us UI components as LWC. When we export them, when we deploy them, we will get LWC component which can be directly used to add them into any lightning base or anything. I'll show you an example. But FlexCard is one of the UI tool which can be used to build UI components. A FlexCard is a block that contains a combination of present information and links to process within a specific context. So generally, what it is not like a big UI component like if we take a page, lightning page, we can build lot of components in it. So FlexCard can be used to build one of the component, a context specific component. For example, if we want to display account details, we can use one FlexCard there to build a nice component with all the details. We'll see some examples. Generally, these are the beginning and ending points of a customer transaction. When we talk about embedding a FlexCard in an OmniScript, if you don't know, OmniScript is also a UI tool which can be used to create a wizard, something like guided flow, which we can do using flow as well, right? We can have steps in the flow or steps in the OmniScript. Steps in the sense a design component can be added, and then continuously we can add different in the flow. Similarly, in OmniScript, we can add steps, step 1, step 2, step 3, and we can guide the user. Hey, in step 1 you enter account details, step 2 you enter contact details, step 3 you select the insurance product, step 4 we will save, show the price of the premium, etc., and 5 we will create a quote and show him the confirmation. So in this flow, when a user starts, in the first screen we can show him a welcome message and information about the company, etc. We can use FlexCard for that. So generally these are the beginning points. And in the end, when we show the details, once the quote is created, we can show the details using a FlexCard in the end, in the OmniScript. Or we can also or we can also use them directly in a lightning page. FluxCard can display data from multiple data sources and can be viewed on any device, any channel. So we can use These LWCs that are deployed from FlexCard in any kind of pages and in any devices. These are uh, responsive LWCs, right? FlexCard gives responsive design. Okay, and it can take multiple data sources. I'm not going to discuss deep into them. We can use sockle, sourcel, data raptor, integration processor, HTTP action, or make a call out and feed the data to FlexCards. Okay, these are some key capabilities. FlexCards summarize contextual information at a glance. They are the beginning points and ending points of a customer transactions. These FlexCards can be viewable on any device or any channel. FlexCards can display data from multiple data sources. Of course, we discussed all these things. So main thing, a FlexCard is a quick drag and drop tool. We can use drag and drop to drag the elements onto the FlexCard panel canvas. This is the most important point. FlexCards are WYSIWYG. They have WYSIWYG Editor. So WYSIWYG means what you see is what you get, right? I'll show you. So when we drag drop an element onto the canvas, and what you see will be what we'll get in the deployed LWC that we'll see. Okay, okay. Now we are getting into our actual discussion. What is good UI and what is bad UI? So when customers start using something, right, they should feel that they are very comfortable. So see the first image and the second image. I mean, in the first image, there are two uh, mobile devices, screenshots with leather bags. One has some bags which are randomly placed, which are not aligned correctly. So a user may not like that UI. They may not come back to our mobile app if they see this kind of UI. But in the second image, if they see this kind of image, so they will definitely like and understand because the readability is good, the UI, the view is very good, right? In the second example, if you see the left side, is just a form, input form, which is not so fancy. So user may not get much attracted to this UI. But on the other side, and in here, you can see the next button on the top. So user may get confused, or user may have to fill and go top and click next. But here you can see continue button as well as the information. If this is the selection, you can see some options which shows the selected and not selected, something like checkbox or radio. So this is, for me, this is a good UI. User will like it and they will just select and click continue. Here they don't see any action or anything happening here, right? So a good UI is very important. Why it is very important? So as per the research, right, 88% of the online shoppers, I'm taking online shoppers as the example because we mostly use this online websites, right? Web commerce. And Salesforce also have a product called SFCC, Commerce Cloud, which gives this online shopping experience to users, right? So 88% won't return to the website after having a bad user experience. This is very, very bad, right? So to have a better UI, to have a good user experience is very important for any project. If we talk about our Salesforce projects, I know you all are very experienced. So our clients will never compromise with UI. If they see a bad UI, they'll always complain back and sometimes they'll escalate. Right? Having a good UI for end user experience is very, very important. So velocity or Salesforce Industries, now Salesforce Velocity is now Salesforce Industries. Salesforce Industries has took this very serious. So they have lot of options to design or to add good stylings to the elements in FlexCard. So we don't need to write any code. We just can just use some input fields, just point and click options to add good stylings. So I have a website which shows more stats. Okay, let it load. But yeah, so UI design can involve tons of things for from navigation and organizations of information to good responsive communications. Oh, this is not yet loaded. Maybe I should blame my internet connection. Okay, let it load. We'll come back to the stats. Okay, now we will discuss about this FlexCard Designer. I know time is running out very fast, but I'll try to discuss lot of things in next half an hour before we get into QA. Okay, FlexCard Designer. FlexCard Designer is a drag and drop tool along with WYSIWYG Editor. Right, we can drag drop elements into WYSIWYG Editor, and we can see what we are getting while adding. So without wasting time, let me show you that. So this is a velocity org. So if you have to try these, if you're new to OmniStudio, if you haven't worked or learned OmniStudio, you have to go to you have to request for the OmniStudio org, which will be provided in a separate link. I will try to provide that after the session. I don't have it handy, but yeah, this is that org, and we can create a new Flux card. Let me create a new brand new Flux card. Let me name it as POC Pakistan. I know it's not getting typed. Oh, okay. I'm really sorry for that. Yep, it got typed. So let me try in another org. Okay, let me try here and here only. I don't know why my my browser is not responding. It's not due to internet connection, but yeah. So here are the list of some data sources. Sorry, I skipped it and clicked next. Okay, so if you can see on the right, we have various data sources. As I skipped there, I want to show you here. Okay, it's still loading. Okay, maybe I can show you an existing FlexCard. This is OmniScript. I think here also it's not there. Just a minute. Okay, I think I'm getting something. Yep, got something, but I clicked the refresh and yep, it's reloading. Sorry for that. Okay, let me go back to my presentation. Okay, so FlexCard Designer is a drag and drop tool. We can build interfaces rich in information and with actions relevant to your or our customer context. We'll see some examples. We have this design and layout, right? We can design and we also have layout. So we can build FlexCard by dragging elements onto its canvas. We can add fields, actions, data tables, charts, menus, icons, images, and more. We'll more discuss about icons, images, actions, etc. Update the look of each element with the graphic user interface available in the style panel. With an element, when an element is clicked, we will have a style panel or a style tab where we can add a lot of styles. For example, to update the text for a data field, we can enter the name of the font, we can change the text color, and with the color picker interface, we'll see that. We have the styling options in the style tab. Okay, let me go back to the org. Yes, it's there now. Okay, so here is the canvas, right? So this is called state, right? We will have states. State means a current UI block. We can have multiple states and we can render the state or we can hide and show the state as per a condition. We can have multiple states in the card. Something like uh, we can have if true in an LWC div and we can have multiple templates or divs with if true and we can show only one or multiple, but here only one state will be showed and the other states will be the state which is below. Even though it is open, it won't be showed to the end user. So based on the condition, we can show whatever the state we want. And if you notice, on the right we have elements, right? Action, block, chart, etc. All this. And we also have something called toggle. Apart from these, we have style tab where we can see styles. These are the styles for this canvas, for this state. We will add some input elements. So I want to add couple of fields. I want to bring in account details. So I can add couple of fields like this. And I can say this the element name. This field will store account name. And I can say I can add a label account name. I can add some placeholder displays account name. I can set the data type here. Let's say this is text. I can also set some output. So to set the output, we need to get that from the data source. So let me add some sample data here using custom JSON. Its account name is Pakistan Dreamin. Then we need to save and fetch before we can use this data. Now let me go back to the properties. Then I can select the output where I will be able to see the data, right? Similarly, we'll also have some input fields. I think my input fields will be available here. Okay, we'll go back there. So once we add this is what we'll see. If we preview, we will see the output. We will see how this LWC will be rendered and showed to the end user. While working with velocity orgs, we need to have a lot of patience. This loading, deploying will take a lot of time. It's telling almost done. That is what even I can say. But let's see what we'll get. Yeah. So this is what we get, right? Account name and the name of the account. So this is sample data. So now let us see what kind of styles we can give for this element. If we go to style tab, we can add some custom classes here. If we have a style sheet, if you notice, we have font family, color, text align, text decoration, and font size. And this is for label, exclusively for label, right? We will not have this kind of options anywhere. If we have to add some label, we have to add custom styles. But let's pick the color. So we can change our font, we can change the font color of the label like this. Let me give some light green. You can notice the hexa code as well as RGB code. If we know this, we can directly add this data, and we can change the font size. Let's say 14px, and we can say we can give some text decoration like underline, strike through, etc. Or we can say we can change the alignment. And this is for the value. Let me give some other color here. And let me set this to maybe, okay, let's set this to 14px. It's already 14px. Set this to 16px. Okay, let me give it as 14, and let me give it this as 16. Or we'll change 14 and 18. Right? We can give all the styles directly with point and click. Right? We can select or we can enter some data. But if we have to do the same in LWC, we have to write custom styles or inline styles. I hope you all know how painful it is. And the other main important thing, we can make this responsive. Something like, so when we make this responsive, we will see four this kind of things, four bars. I don't know why it's not working now. So we can set the width of this. So by default, this this block or this state is divided by 12 parts, right? Web standards. So if you notice, we can just change the number of parts. Now it's 4 parts. Oh yeah. After refresh, I got the 4. So I can set this width or number of points based on the resolution. If you notice, if the size of the device or size of the screen is more than 1024 px, then 3. If it is greater than or equal to 768, then 6. 480, then this. Less than 480, this. So we'll show the full, right? 480 is for mobile. I can show you, I can add couple more and show you this. So let me keep it like this. If you notice here, we can change the device. So now we are looking at this preview in a desktop. If we go to a tablet, then 6 6, right? We came to this. If we go to a mobile, then one after the another, 12 12. Our screen is 425 px. And even in this preview, we can see, select the device and see what exactly the device that we can see how our FlexCards output looks like in the device. Okay, let's go back to the style tab. See, this response is very, very useful. And again, you know how painful is to set this in our LWCs, right? If you guys agree, you can just tell to others in the chat, right? And we can also set height, minimum height of this block, right? Maximum height. We can set the background URL. We can set all these background styles. We can add border. This is one of the beautiful feature I like, right? I want to add border to all the sites. Then I can specify border width and border radius. Let me give 10 px. Wherever you see this px, you don't need to specify px. You can just give the number. But if you don't see the px, and if you know that it accepts px, pt, etc., you can just specify that number. We can specify border color. We can specify the border style, dotted, etc. See, we got beautiful border as well with just point and click. We don't need to give any custom styles. Let's see. So this rendering or deploying is taking a lot of time, right? Yep, it will. You can notice now we got a nice border to our element, right? Of course we can do more better. So the next important thing is the margins and padding, which is alignment. I have them in my uh, slide, but yeah. So padding and margin will give space before or within, right? So a margin to the left and with a specific size, triple X small, double X small, X small, small, medium. Let me give medium. We'll add, we have to add it. We'll add a space before our element, right? So let me add a margin to this as well. And let me add some padding as well. I'll show you the exact difference. What is padding and what is margin? Padding will be added inside within the element. Left, medium, add. See, padding is added within the element. Margin is added before the element or after, up, down, wherever. The margin will be added before or up or down or right. Padding will be added within, left, again left, top, bottom or right, within, right? So this is very, very useful. I struggled myself to add margins, paddings and all in LWC because we have to add in a custom CSS, then deploy it, add it to some page, then see how it looks like. Then we have to specify the pixels, how much pixel, 10 px padding, 10 px margin. But here it's WYSIWYG. Adding this margins, paddings are very easy. Let's add this to let's okay, let's I'll move this to extreme right and we'll add a button. So now I want to add a button. So I have something called action. Action is nothing but an action that the user can perform, right? A button click. So if you notice, we can add an icon to the action. We can specify the icons that are there using this magnifier. Standard default is this cloud, but we can have whatever icons that we can add. Right, lot of icons are provided. These icons are our Salesforce icons. If you go to Lightning Design System, you will find icons. The same icons are used here because this is in the same ecosystem or same org, right? So let me add this heart. Save. Right, I got a heart. And we can set the target where this should navigate to. A community page, an app, etc., 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 right? If you know navigation action, right? Page reference options, these are page reference options. So let me not discuss more on this. So we can change this, we can hide an icon. If we really want to display a button, we can just select displays a button, and we can select the variant. If you know adding a button in LWC, you'll understand this: neutral, brand, etc., restrictive, etc. Let me change it to brand. Now I added a button, but my UI is not good. I want to move this till this park dream in. So let me go to style and add margin to the left. Let me add double X large. Oh, it's more, so I can remove it. Left, and let me add large and see it's less. So let me add X large. Somewhere near. So this is not changing it. It's a refresh issue. If we select this again, we'll see the correct margin that is added. We can set the text alignment. Okay, let me go back to style option. So these are some text alignments within the element, and the last but not the least option here. Okay, let me select none. It's not going off. Okay, so we can add a custom class if we don't have if we need additional styles to be added. We can add a custom class here. We can add the custom style here, add custom CSS, where we'll get a custom CSS editor. For example, I want to change the action color or the text color. I can say text color, font, color is directly color, right? Color, let's say red. Let me take this custom class. We can make this as global CSS as well, so that we can use in other depending flex cards. If we have multiple flex cards within a flex card, we can use this. Okay. um, Akshay is telling screen is not visible. Is it same for others? And it's 6:10, almost 6 minutes before. Okay, thanks for the confirmation. Akshay, can you please check from your side? If something goes wrong, you can just rejoin. Thanks for the confirmations. Okay, so we can add the custom style here, and we can also add inline style here if we have to add some inline styles. Okay, so using the style tab, we can have a lot of good styles to our flex card. Adding them in LWC or other components are very painful for any developers, right? We'll generally depend on UI developers. We'll ask them to style our components. But using this kind of tool, OmniStudio FlexCard, we can easily add a lot of styles, right? I know it took a lot of time, but I want to show few more examples. Let me go to the other org. I think I have examples here only, but it is not listening to me. Okay, we'll see some existing examples here. So I have some sample here, sample weather. I mean existing examples are from velocity, right? I have built few in the other org, but I'm very sorry, org is not loading. See, a nice UI is built. So let me see whether they have added data source or this is a mock data. Oh, even this org is also not responding. I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm very sorry for that. Okay, got something. So I have an example of data table. So here is the data table, right? So even data table have some style options. See, we can make this responsive. We can set height, minimum height, maximum height. We can add some background, border, alignments, etc. But if we have to individually add the styles, we can look into that element in the inspect and add inline CSS, or we can add in the add custom CSS and just add the class here, and the UI or the style will be changed for a specific element. If we have to change for this whole row for phone, we can go to inspect and get the class of this row and just add a custom style, add the class here. That way we can build a beautiful UI. And let me activate this. Meanwhile, I will go to okay, I will show you this, but yeah, I'm running out of time. So any QA before we go to our swag part? Okay, um, let me send you the URL parallelly. I'm just posting the raffle URL here. So please visit that URL and add your details so that I will run the raffle towards the end. Yep. Any can it be deployed from app builder? Okay. I didn't understand your question correctly. I think if I'm not wrong, you're asking if we get the LWC output from a flex card, can it be added to any app, Lightning page and all? Yes, we can. Yep, you're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, let's see whether it is activated or not. Yep, it's activated. So let me go to other flex card. Thanks, Sheetal, for adding your valuable feedback on me or mm, promoting me. I know you are also very passionate in the Ohana, and you are also doing great things. And congratulations for your recent Copado champion. I hope, I think no more questions. So after a couple of minutes, I will run the raffle. But yeah, so I have activated something there. So I have added that here. And when I preview, so I know this is not a good UI, but yeah, so I want you people to build a Flex card with good UI, not to do a UI like this. So I want to show this example why UI is very important. And unfortunately, my orgs are not responding today. Maybe they know it's weekend today. So you can notice the account details here and the list of accounts or list of contacts below. These are the list of contacts and the current temperature. This temperature is coming from WeatherBit API integration. We can have different styles. We can have a different style to this temperature, current temperature, all these things. So take this as an example and change this UI, and if possible post that UI to me through my LinkedIn or Twitter. Okay, let me thought I am for